Boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, boom. Hello there, you godless reprobates. It's Sister Jensen with another episode of my actually spiritual life. And today, I'm going to give you guys a few tips and tricks on how to bring your horrible ex-Mormon family members back into the loving arms of God. I'm going to do this in a do's and a don'ts format. We'll go through the do's first. Do number 1. Bear your testimony. And I mean constantly. Like a nauseating amount of times. And some of you might say, well, Sister Jensen, what if I don't have a testimony? First off, get one. Second off, if you don't have one yet, you can borrow one from somebody else. Really, they're just a series of words that we all sort of repeat. Include Joseph Smith in there for sure, obviously. It's the most important part. I think he died for our sins or something. Do number 2, take a lot of time to throw religion in their face. You know what I'm saying? Be, I don't want to say mean, but mean. If there's one thing that you're justified in being mean about, it's guilting somebody back into the fold. Do number 3. Always assume the worst in them. Assume that they left for petty reasons. Assume that they are now committing a lot of grievous sin. Because I, for one, I know that if I weren't a member of this church, Satan would have his claws in me. I would be a dirty harlot, and I would be snorting the marijuana off of other dirty harlots. The next do is guilt trip them. Let me tell you, guilt is the most powerful weapon in the Mormon mother's arsenal. So use it, and use it. Jesus used it all the time. You can use it too. If it's your kid, you can tell them things like, I really wanted my grandkids to grow up with the light of Christ in their home, but, if that's not for you, then that's not for you. Some people call this passive-aggressive. Moving on, some effective methods of guilt tripping them include telling them that you're crying yourself to sleep every night. Telling them that you feel bad, that it's your fault. You're the reason they've fallen astray. Because it's better they go guilty to the celestial kingdom than they feel good about themselves and end up in one of the other degrees of glory. You can also let them know that when they do inevitably end up in one of the lower degrees of glory for not being a good person, you might come visit them periodically, but you'll be really busy pumping out spirit babies and creating planets. Also, always let them know that you're praying for them. You're praying for their health and safety. Well, not so much that. Mostly you're praying that a horrible tragedy will befall them that will humble them before the eyes of the Lord and bring them back into the fold. Do let them know that anything good that happens in their life after leaving the church is a direct result of you praying for them. Or that anything bad is the direct result of God being angry with them. It's really easy because you win either way. Final item on our do list is do sincerely ask them what decisions and what facts brought them to leave the church. Wait. Oh, silly. That's on the don't list. Do not ask them why they left the church. You already know. Anyway, they wanted to be a dirty whore. They wanted to traipse around in capris and... Which brings me to our next item on the don't list. Definitely do not stoop to their level of using rationality and reason. They'll want to try to work these things out. They really will. They'll try to tell you that there's a reason that they left and that it's rational. Rationality is your worst enemy. Stay far away from it. Rationality is a tool of the devil. Next up on our don't list, don't invite them to family functions. And if you absolutely feel like you must, do not invite any live-in boyfriends, especially if they're same-sex partners. And while they're there, make sure you just don't speak to them. Basically ostracize them. Last but not least on our list of don'ts...
Praise to the man who commune with Jehovah. Joseph Smith is a really sexy dude.
Hello, Mother.
That's ma'am to you, you ungrateful short sleeve wearing harlot.
Mom, I'm kind of busy right now recording a video for all these heathens on on the do's and don'ts of bringing your heathen family members back to Mormonism.
Oh, do's and don'ts, huh? All I gotta do for you, don't cut them out of your life. Strike them from your will. They're dead to ya, my daughter. They're dead to ya.
Disowning a child. Actually, Mom, that sounds like something Jesus would want you to do. Well, you bunch of wretched lost souls, as always, don't like, do not subscribe, definitely do not join Patreon. And in fact, if you are subscribed, unsubscribe so you don't see the next video.